This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
This is now a hostage situation.
Well, it is.
Will Anderson's trying to leave, but we're like, no, you have to stay and do the podcast.
He has. So the show's wrapped up, of course. He's put his back pocket on and zipped it up 3 times now, I think.
It's been on and off, on and off. I feel like Dora the Explorer. I can't believe that I am still here.
You know those people that won't read what someone's doing when someone doesn't want to talk to someone?
Yes.
So my mum's one of the people. So my cousin literally the other night was having she had a drinking Kalgoorlie. She rang mum and dad and she was having a chat. And Cheryl's on the phone. She goes, all right, Martin, you can tell Cheryl's blind and wants to go to bed. And she was like, all right, Martin, I'm going to go to bed. And like she intent, and mum goes, oh, wait there. And mum started talking and said, she said she wants to go. Stop.
That's my dad. That's my dad every time.
Like there's someone in my life that I say we're done with the conversation, goodbye, and that once they followed me in my car and walked next to my car while I was driving down the street. So,
well, this is what it feels like from the other.
so it's good to do it to someone else.
Yeah. Now, I knew that the policy here was that you guys would never leave, but I didn't realise it extended to everybody else as well. Normally, if I'm at a party, I'm a ghoster.
Me too.
A ghoster. And in the future,
best.
I'm now going to ghost you.
I just going to pop out to the toilet. We never see me again.
I'm a ghoster to the point where you can be standing right next to me and I could be holding your drink and turn around, you'll go back and your drink's there and I'm gone. It's just floating in space.
It's the easiest way to do. Otherwise, you've got to spend half an hour, and particularly if you've got all your family members there.
You know when it all
changed? And then mum wants to ask you about something.
It wasn't when we were growing up. I don't know when kissing hello and goodbye became a thing, but it was an American thing, and then suddenly it became a thing here in Australia. And it was during probably our teenage years, later teenage years, that's when it became. That's what the thing is. Like, hi. I'm going to see you in 8 hours. I'm going to kiss you goodbye.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that is the one good thing about having a father who's afraid of affection.
If I ever see my mum and dad holding hands, I think there's something wrong. They don't touch each
same.
other.
The only time is at my grandfather's funeral is the only time I've ever seen my dad hold my mum's hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, if my dad held my mum's hand, I'd be like, what's wrong with mum's hand?
Dad walks in front of mum. He's one of those people.
Oh.
Yeah. Not to protect her or anything. It's just that she's slowing him down. And he does. And also, he won't go to the shops with her either because she gets in the way of his mojo because he's got like a way to go around and find specials.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a special hunter, is he?
He hides things in racks.
Oh.
That's like, a pair of jeans for $2, he'll hide it and then come home and talk to mum about it and then go back and get it and he'll ring all of us about it.
Oh.
Nathan's paying $25 for a sandwich and his dad's paying $2 for jeans.
And before mum, he goes, Marlene, look what I bought you. And I said, wow, whoever thought when you said yes, you'd be getting $2 jeans.
So anyway, on today's show, Will Anderson features heavily because he's great.
And every show from now on.
And also Ross Noble dropped by.
Well, Ross was great as well. We talked to Rachel Griffith early on this morning. If you missed that one, it'll be on here as well.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know, some other
just a lot of tomfoolery and shenanigans, as you know.
Okay, well, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Great. You're not going.
I mean...
you acting like you are, but we've got to do a mid-dawn soon as well. So, no, you're doing the mid-dawn. Pull him back on the cord.
It's Nathan, Nat and Sean on Nova 937.
It's 6:04. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Happy Tuesday, friends.
It's going to be a happy Tuesday,
Had a morning already.
Oh, Nathan, you keep doing this.
Sean. So yesterday morning I left my iPad at home and I got to Officeworks on Hay Street and then suddenly it just hit.
So just went in and bought another one?
Yeah. Broke in. Totally broke in. It wasn't open. So then I went home and got it. I still got back before 5 o'clock. Yeah. Because I'd get in a bit earlier. And then this morning it happened again. It's because I bought this black bit of matting from Bunnings that I'm going to put on the bottom of some stuff so it's non-slip.
Doesn't slide, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a big square and I've walked out twice in a row and put my iPad, which is black as well, on top of it, and therefore I can't see it. So then I went home again, grabbed my iPad, and then came back, and then I brought a plant in for Amy, and so I've got a plant in one hand, I've got a tea carrying underneath the other one, I've got my backpack, and then what happens? Tea pours all down the front of me, Sean, and we've got guests today.
And what is he wearing?
A white shirt.
White shirt.
White shirt.
I got these stain removal things in Singapore years ago, right? You can't get them in Australia. They're $3 a box. To get them online, it's like $30 to $40. And like, look at that.
Oh, I need one.
Look at that.
I need many.
It's like,
one.
And this was tea.
One's not going to cut
This
it.
was tea, and there is you can't even see. You can't even see the tea.
Mate, amazing.
Thanks.
So literally you spilled the tea.
I spilled the tea now. I spilled the tea. What? I know.
Oh, Amy.
Amy's going.
Amy
so
off
big
the
it is.
radio.
Amy's telling everyone how big it is. How big is it, Amy?
See?
Yeah,
Pretty big.
Yeah, everyone can see that.
Pretty big.
When you've left your iPad behind twice in a row, and that's the universe telling you don't come to work because you had to go home. So why are you coming back?
Amy? Is that right?
Or it's the universe telling you
is
to
that like
remember your iPad.
small or is that like this big?
Yeah, stay over there.
Is this big? Anyway, it's going to be a good day.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Beyonce.
That was
Killing it.
my workout song years ago.
She
It
picked
was
up
many years ago.
Many years ago.
a couple of Grammys yesterday.
She did
Queen
well.
Bee, well done.
So country
album of the
music.
year. First time she's ever won album of the year as well as the country album of the year.
99 nominations all up.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable
Yeah.
for her.
We only got the one song that we played through that country era that
Texas
she got
Hold'em.
us
Yeah.
into
That's
last
it.
year.
Yeah.
There was
Great
another
Cowboy Carter.
ballad that was released at the same time as Texas Hold'em and didn't really grab you. But
Nah.
the country music scene did not acknowledge her success with that album at all. She wasn't nominated.
So that's
she did not
a
win.
big win to
and
win
the
that
point she put
Grammy
that
as well.
out was because of the amount of black artists that have never been showcased in country music. And she's basically apparently over there, they don't even get a foot into the door.
No, and certainly the Country Music Awards for
there are a couple of
the same period. She didn't. She didn't win anything.
No, she didn't get a
And yet she wins the Grammy for it. And you go, well, because it's a different judging panel.
But
isn't it?
Nathan mentioned it this morning. Out of all the stuff she's done,
Yeah.
I know.
Out of all
Like,
I know.
she's done
Single
way
Ladies.
better stuff,
Single
by the way,
Ladies,
than
right?
this.
The
Way
album with
better.
Single Ladies had
Yes.
heaps of hits on it.
So she hadn't won
Bang,
the
should've done
album
that.
before. She's won Grammys
Yeah.
before, obviously.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the album of the year.
So that
But for
album
this
was
one. It's
I know,
strange, isn't
I know.
it?
that
Yeah.
album with Single Ladies. That seemed to have been the peak Beyonce.
Yes, it did. It felt
that-
like it anyway. But yeah.
Anyway, who won the album of the year? Was that Taylor that won the album of the year that year?
I mean, probably.
I feel like it would
Was that the year that Kanye?
Yeah,
No, that was the year, but was that the year that Taylor won the album of the
And
year
was
as
it
well?
for that category? Don't know.
Okay, we'll get on the Googs. We'll get on the Googs, everyone, because we're
Keep
a
you
music
posted.
radio station.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
If you want to jump on our socials, you can see what T's wearing today. She's wearing what Bianca Sensori wore at the Grammys yesterday. And it's absolutely
better,
amazing.
better.
I thought something really subtle.
I only see the
For a
pixels.
Tuesday.
Really well.
Thank you.
Strategically placed leaf.
I mean, it's where it should be worn, on radio.
What, you know what? When they break up, because this is not going to be a lifelong relationship, as we know, I'd read her book because she has not said a word.
No.
in this entire thing.
No.
It's
She's
it's
waiting.
are you a hostage? Are you a willing
Yes.
participant? You look miserable. Sometimes you're hiding behind a cushion. There's a lip reader read out basically what he was saying. And he's like, "You're on fire, babe. Make a scene, and then edging her on to drop
yeah.
the coat and like turn around. And then at the end she goes, "Okay, we're done. Can we go?"
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
That
you're
whole
willing.
dynamic.
No,
just
Oh, I
doesn't
don't know,
work.
mate. I think that's a big jump to make.
No,
I think
Sean.
it's a big jump to
I'm
make.
not saying that I believe
Yeah,
that.
but-
I'm saying I don't know.
But that's the angle we're taking in the conversation.
No, but that's the angle the world's taking.
Yeah.
Because
No, that's what we read all the time. I don't know about that. She's got her own free will.
I'm not
She's
going-
her own free will to
Hey,
be there and do what
Hey,
she's
she
doing.
wouldn't be the first woman to be coerced in a relationship, Sean.
Oh, mate, that's where we go to all the
But
time.
that's the
No, but it does happen. So
Yeah,
it
it does
is
happen, but
possible.
that's the only
You
thing
can't
we
say
ever
it's
go to.
not
It's the
possible.
only thing we ever
And
go
also,
to.
Kim talked about how she was coerced in that relationship. Kim
Oh, yeah,
Kardashian.
she hated
who
the
in a-
limelight, didn't
in a
she?
But nobody says that like that. You can like two things at once.
Nah.
And you can like one thing and hate another.
I want to
It's
know:
possible.
is she there in a hostage situation and she doesn't have a voice, or is this her art, or is
it somewhere in
because
the middle,
we don't
which
know
is
what it
probably
is.
most likely.
We just don't know what it is, and that's why the world's jumping to conclusions. Because she's not smiling as well.
No.
Well, you're not smiling ever.
I mean, it doesn't look like she's having a great time. I'll be honest.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Time to catch up with a legend.
Oh, easily, Nat.
Australian living treasure.
She's amazing.
She's got a new show out called Madam. Premieres at 9 o'clock tonight on Channel 9 and 9 Now. The one, the only Rachel Griffiths. Welcome.
Hi, lady.
Rachel.
Rachel, you know what? We're just talking about you because Sam here, who's doing our paneling this morning, he has never seen Muriel's wedding. So
'cause he's young.
you
He's
went,
He's young.
Yeah. So Sam, you went to put in some audio. He found a scene, played the scene that you found, and he just thought it was great.
Do you ever dream about what you would say to them if you saw them now?
I do see them now.
They're over there.
But Sam, you loved this, didn't you?
Now, hello, Rachel. Nice to meet you. First of all, our mum's watched this one, and I've seen her watching it.
So you've watched your mum watch it?
And unfortunately, the film is a little older than I am, but that scene always stuck with me. Was hilarious, I thought. I've never seen Mum.
They're over there.
You've got to watch the whole thing.
And I had
over there.
classmates, it sounded like
many classics.
Yeah. But then Sam, then what happened is
Not many films now where you can quote,
I know.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But then what happened
Very
is
rare.
Rachel and Tony both went over there and just killed it in the US, and they were our most proudest ambassadors
That's
ever,
true.
and
That's true,
have stayed that way. So thanks, Rach. You did well over in the US.
Aww. I was very lucky girl to have that opportunity so early in my career that, got the chance to showcase the quirky little unit I am.
Hey, Rach, do you ever get, I mean, most people would start conversations with talking about Mura's wedding in particular. Do you ever get over that and want to,
Move on.
I've done other things.
No, can we just talk more about how brilliant I was in my first film and how I've never been better? I've never been better than my first film. How do you think that feels? Well, at least I'm not the kid in The Karate Kid that had to wait 50 years to get another job and get his Oscar. But
That's
you
good.
have those moments, I love that film still lives in people's hearts, and I love that new generations are finding it. Like, that's the definition of a classic.
Yeah,
you know what the definition of a classic is? The other day we were discussing you as well, and then I went, we absolutely loved Brothers and Sisters, right? And I remember still Ojai Foods. Now, we just couldn't remember. What did Ojai Foods can? We couldn't remember. What was that?
Fruit, babe.
Fruit.
Yeah.
It was fruit.
Company.
Yeah, I knew
Because they had orchards, yes.
Yeah.
Orchards,
Mate.
mate.
Now, I mean, Nathan still remembers that. I wonder if he'll remember anything about this new show, because Madam is what we think it is. It's about the fact that your character's husband cheats. Well, is with a sex worker.
Yeah,
so you
catch
instead of dumping him or whatever, you decide to go into the game yourself and open a brothel.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I think Australian women are, on a world capita, one of the most energetic when it comes to starting small businesses. I think most small businesses in the country are started by women. And
on Etsy.
Why is that? Because we're looking for work that fits into our lives, where we can provide for our families, but, dictate the terms. So you can be self-employed, but that usually means starting a business. And like most businesses, if you knew how hard it was going to be, you'd never start them, Even the most successful people say that. So, yeah, she's looking for a side hustle. She's had a few hustles that haven't really worked, and she sees a gap in the market for this kind of business, to be a bit more female-friendly, female-empowered, and ethical brothel. You could say a woke brothel.
A woke brothel.
A brothel with good, safety and HR and family leave.
Solar panels.
The
old HR.
Clean towels. It's amazing.
Lubricant, milk from trees. I will connect so much to this. I have a long history with Madams. I come from Kalgoorlie, and of course we had the oldest brothels in Australia.
100%.
And I think there might be something still going on there.
That's two facts about brothels I've heard from men this morning that have really blown my mind.
Oh,
you guys are so informed.
Hey, what was the other one, Rach?
So Kalgoorlie, right? So it's Hay Street, and they're a tourist attraction. So they were working brothels. We used to ride our BMX bikes to get to Blockbuster Video past the brothels, Rachel, and there'd be guys sort of. And they look like sort of like horse stables.
Yep.
And the girls sort of stand under the light at the front, and then at the back, you go at the back, and their rooms are themed or whatever. So we would ride past on our BMXs, and there'd be guys out there sort of leaning up, talking to the girls, getting a price, and we'd yell out, "Dad, come home, Mum wants dinner," and these guys would all freak out. But we lived next. One of the madams moved in next door to us, so we lived next door to one of the madams, and they were lovely. Yeah, they're really, really lovely girls.
Well, they're women
Get with a job.
living, and we've spent the last 50 years being incredibly unkind and disparaging of women on welfare or welfare moms or a whole trope. But if a woman is self-supporting and supporting her family in this business, historically it's been so frowned on. Someone actually told me that even if you like apply to an adult bookshop, and send a link that you've been trying to get work. If it's anything to do with the sex industry, it's not counted.
What?
Yeah,
is that because a lot of the money's dealt with in cash?
I don't know if it is anymore. Like, I don't think
I know, but how do you find...
How does it show up on your credit card, Sean?
Yeah. I go prepaid.
Right.
You get a prepaid MasterCard.
Cash economy. But in Kalgoorlie, it would have been how many nuggets for a blowy, right?
No,
yes.
100%.
And what is that answer?
Well, it was a 6-pack of nuggets. No, but that was just a taste test, Sean.
How big's your nuggets?
No, we're talking about gold, but okay.
I used
to... We went to chicken nuggets.
Sean went to chicken nuggets.
And also Red Roosters just on Hay Street, to be honest.
It makes sense.
The ladies used to come. I used to work at the Surf Shack in Kalgoorlie, and the ladies would come after 9 o'clock on a Thursday night after late night shopping, and then I'd shut it down so they'd all be able to like go shopping. And I didn't look at one of them. Like, they felt very safe with me there. And they'd all be walking around.
Were they energetic at that time of day?
What?
Or
at night, they're just about to go to work.
They're real people. They're just real people.
Real people with real jobs. What do you think of OnlyFans? Real people with
real jobs. You come home, you crack a wine, you put on the telly, you hug your kids, and you do it all again the next day.
What do you think about OnlyFans, Rach? Like the same, because it's sort of the same thing, but you're managing yourself and you're putting it online.
That's kind of not a rabbit hole I've really gone down, but I do think, with the thing in New Zealand is that this industry is decriminalised and fully legal, and I think in those environments that is where women are safest.
Yeah.
And in somewhere like New Zealand, if you're on any kind of international visa, you cannot work in this industry. That's for very,
that's the
very obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to protect against the trafficking and who's controlling stuff. So, in a legalised venue where nobody's hiding anything, I think that is, having, we've had our Me Too moment in my industry, and HR and reportables and safety is just, everyone deserves to be safe at work. So that's, and that's why I start this fabulous female-friendly brothel.
No, that's a great idea.
It's the Fernwood of sex.
Got our own frequent flyer program.
Exactly.
Ladies Club.
Madam premieres tonight at 9 o'clock on Channel 9 and 9 now. Rachel Griffith.
Yeah, good
Thank
girl.
you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
You are a living legend.
The number one show in New Zealand last year is so funny. I'm just so excited that Nine are backing it, and the Australian audiences get to see it tonight. It's awesome.
New Zealand said it was fantastic. Yeah. So I am ready. It was month.
And that Rachel Griffiths is amazing.
Oh my God, your accent is so much better than mine.
Thank you, Rachel. Bye.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Shop MCQ Supermarket at the Square Mirrabooka for essentials, great prices, and Vietnamese street food.
Right, here we go. We've got $1,000 cash to give away to celebrate the opening of the new MCQ Supermarket at the Square Mirrabooka.
Yes, we're going to hit up Vanessa, who wants to play straight away. Good morning, Vanessa.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Vanessa, how are you in the kitchen?
Not very good, but I do love to eat.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
Love it.
Do you have one meal at least that you can cook? That you think, that's all right, I'll serve people that?
Probably not. Probably a curry, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
A curry.
Okay. I've never made
chicken
a curry.
or meat?
Oh, I make curry all the time. It's great.
Really?
Vanessa,
chicken.
A chicken curry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a dish up on our board, but it's split into all the separate ingredients we need to make that dish. The squares are numbered 1 to 10. You just have to pick a square, and we'll flip the food.
Number 5.
All right, number 5 is beef mince.
Oh, there's only a couple of things with mint in it.
All right, what dish do you think we're making?
Spaghetti bolognese.
I mean, that would be delicious, but no, it's not.
It's not.
I've never made a spaghetti bolognese.
What
kind of
meat?
about?
I've never made a bolognese. I've made spaghetti many times, but not a bolognese. What makes it a bolognese?
Well, the
The
sauce.
meat's in the sauce.
Bolognese
But don't
sauce?
you make that when you make lasagna?
No, it's not a bolognese sauce.
Oh, you can make
tomato
it
sauce.
Realistically, if you just chuck that on your spaghetti, that'd be a spaghetti bolognese.
We move on to Danielle from Hillary's. Hi, Danielle.
You really attack me sometimes.
Good morning. How you going?
Danielle.
9 squares left to be revealed. We know that number 5 was beef mince. What number would you like us to reveal?
Number 3, please.
Number 3.
Okay. Oh, it's a carrot.
Carrot.
All carrots.
Yes. Carrot. We don't know how many. Carrot.
Is it a meaty snowman?
What do you think our dish might be?
I'll go tacos, beef tacos.
Beef tacos. Don't mind. How do you feel about a beef taco now that we're on the...
No, I like a fish taco, to be honest, more, which is surprising.
We move on to who we got? Sam in Mount Nasura. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Good morning.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
All right, so Sam, we've got how many? Oh,
we've got 3 so far, Jess.
Three.
Two.
No, two picked out.
Yep. Okay. So number 3's gone. Number 5's gone. What number would you like?
Number 1, please.
Number 1 is garlic.
Garlic. You can never have enough.
Throw that in the
mince,
pot.
carrot and garlic.
What dish are we making?
Cottage pie.
Cottage pie.
What's a cottage pie? What's a
It's not cottage pie, I'm afraid.
What is cottage pie?
I don't know. I think it's got potato in it.
I don't know. Okay, Beck's in Piara Waters. Hi, Beck.
Hi, Beck.
All right, Beck. 1's gone, 3's gone, 5's gone. What's left?
10.
10. Okay, we're going to open up 10. Flip it over, and it is milk.
Milk.
Garlic, carrot, milk, and beef mince. What smoothie is this?
What are we making? What is it?
Sausage rolls.
It is not sausage rolls.
No.
Right.
I do put a bit of milk on top of my sausage roll before I put it in.
It's like a wash, isn't it? Lara, hello. Lara?
Yes. Good morning.
Hello,
morning,
Lara.
Lara.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, what number would you like to reveal?
Number 2, please.
Number 2
Yes.
is
An onion.
onion.
Is that right? Onion.
Onion.
You go
Onion.
There's no G in onion.
U-N.
So we've got garlic, onion, carrot, beef mince, and milk. What are we making?
Shepherd's pie.
You bet we are. Lara, well done.
Cottage pie was close.
It was close.
But, we need the actual title of what we're
That's true, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else might make cottage pie that way, but
Well, that's
not
any
what
pie
we-
you make in a cottage.
That's what we were not what we were making. Hey, Lara, you've scored $1,000 cash to celebrate the opening of the new MCQ supermarket at the Square Mirrabooka.
By the way, go down to the MCQ and you can buy all those ingredients.
Yes, you can, and more.
Definitely.
Well
Get yourself
done.
a banh mi.
That's how it's done, everybody.
Yeah, right up there, mate.
Sean.
We have another dish tomorrow when we play Foodie Flippers all over again.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
It's always a wild ride when this man walks in the studio. His show, this is the most appropriate show name I think I've ever seen. Ross Noble's Cranium of Curiosities. You can get tickets from rossnoble.com, but you're in town till Feb 9, which is nice, doing shows at Planet Royale. Ross, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, Ross.
It's always a joy.
Oh, thanks, Ross.
I came in here and I thought, last time I was here you had a crazy vending machine.
Yes, that's true in the
You
corner,
don't have
yes.
anything. And
No.
then, what I'm...
Look down, we put it in a trap
Yeah.
door.
Oh, lovely. I wondered why you put this noose around.
No, you fall down into Commonwealth Bank.
See what's funny?
That's our deposit.
While the bus is ringing.
And then when you're in the bank, apparently now, like with the interest rates, if you get turned down for a mortgage, then you fall
Even
further into the basement. It's just a pile of people who can't make the credit.
Well, this is sort of like the basement and the title of your show. Curiosities. I love
Yes.
them. Don't you? You know what a curiosity, Sean, is? So basically, it's
Well,
not an
killed the
antique.
cat.
A curiosity is like a thing that you would find in an old dusty shop and it's collected, or it might be something made out of a whale bone.
It's actually
And
called a
it's
curiosity.
and a lot of times they're one-offs. And
And
curiosities are very interesting.
Or they're just weird things in Ross's head.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yes.
I think
But that's a good explanation for your
I'm
head.
so fed up of people just going, why have you called the show this? And you just, what's the show about? And you go, well, it's about, I never thought of of the curiosity killed the cat.
Yes.
I wonder if there's... do you think there's a selection of serial killers who come to the show? Because they always say, don't the serial killers, they start with...
Yeah, doing animals.
Yeah, maybe they've come along and go, oh, fantastic, at the end of the show.
I have too, yeah. Maybe I'll kill someone now.
Yeah, I've got a whole new list of people I want to kill.
I love serial killer movies and shows. Anyone else get into them, by the way?
I think they're quite popular.
I don't. No, I don't.
You're
really,
looking
I
at
don't
me in a
really.
particular way now.
I like when someone's in the house. I like when finding out, getting a call and someone's in the house and the murderer's there. I like those sort of ones. I like it when you realise a whole town's going to murder you. Murdering children, they terrify me. And then people that are coming to murder you, Ross, but they don't run after you. You're running and they just walk because they know they're going to get you.
Oh. I like the fact that you specified it was a serial killer thing, because when you went, I like it when people's in the house. I thought you were watching Selling Houses Australia. It's just literally 3 people.
I know, I was just
wandering around going, someone's going to get murdered. And you're just sat watching telly going, nah, they're just in a house.
People get murdered in houses, Google it.
That's a good idea for a serial killer thing, isn't it? Yeah. People who are on a show where they're going to buy
other people's houses.
Yes. And they're like, oh, this is the new mystery house. What do you think of this? And you hear, and there's a cupboard with a padlock.
You know what it's called? Home open, coffin closed.
Needs a bit of work.
You thought you'd solve that. Nathan looks at everyone like, yeah. And Ross is just hosting down. What's your curiosity at the moment, though, Ross? Have you focused on something?
Cuttlefish.
Cuttlefish.
What,
making jewellery?
Have you got a budgie that needs to sharpen its beak?
But that's the mad thing, isn't it? The fact that cuttlefish...
Squid or cuttlefish, they're the same, aren't they, relatively?
Yeah, to me it's just a cocky thing. I need to give it a cocky.
Squid are the same as cuttlefish?
Well, yeah, squid are a bit smaller. Cuttlefish can be bigger, but they taste exactly the same, pretty much.
Oh, my God.
Do they?
Tell him the difference.
No, look.
Come on.
Come on now. It's a cuttlefish quiz. You can win. Yeah, with cuttlefish squid have got tentacles, and cuttlefish have got like
wings.
Yeah, they've got like little sort of sidey bits on them,
like flippery things, little fins.
You know what I want to do? I've got upset. I tried this.
We're all googling cuttlefish now.
Yeah,
cuttlefish. Exactly.
I only know the hard bit.
Don't eat cuttlefish.
Why not?
One of nature's greatest wonders. A cuttlefish. This is a mad thing, right?
Yep.
A cuttlefish can divide it like half of its body.
Yuck, I wouldn't eat that anyway.
Half of its body can go one colour to attract a mate.
Yeah.
And the other half of it, and at the same time, the other half of its body can not only change colour, but can change shape in order to, like go spiky and red.
Oh, so defend somebody off.
Oh, I thought you were going to say one side can attract one sex and the other one can attract the other sex and now have a bisexual threesome.
Well, it can't.
That's where your mind went, was it?
Well, no.
If it were, look, the thing is, if it wanted to, it certainly could. Like,
does it have a spa though to invite people back to loosen up the situation, or?
A spa like a
a spa.
I thought you meant the convenience store. A spa.
Oh, see, we don't have them here.
What's that?
SPAR. It's like a small supermarket in the UK.
No one says it. Speak Australian,
around
please.
the world.
You've been here for a while, Ross. You should know this.
I've never come across a spa, have you?
No.
All across Europe.
I've seen them in,
Without wanting to hose it down first, no.
Yeah.
But that's why in New Zealand they call, like, just going into the deli, they call it the milk bar.
Victoria does too.
Yeah, milk bar. And straight away I think I could get a milkshake there. Can you? Probably not.
And you can't really find one anymore anyway.
And you can't be milked either.
Oh.
Don't go in there.
Milk? Why? Right, Sean's going in there today. He's pretty excited.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. So cuttlefish, eh?
That's just when you said, what are you obsessed with at the moment? I want to go to Whyalla and swim with the cuttlefish.
Can you do that? Are there wild cuttlefish in Whyalla?
Who's going to stop me?
I don't see the swim with the cuttlefish tours going off.
Is Whyalla a hotbed of cuttlefish activity? Or
yeah, it's the cuttlefish
capital.
Isn't it the capital of mullets in Australia, the Whyalla Trim?
Yeah, it's not your classiest town.
Well, mullet is also a fish, isn't it? So
Yeah,
that
that's
threw
true.
me off there.
Okay, sorry.
God.
No, he was talking about hair. Yeah.
Oh my
Alice
God,
trim,
this
mate.
is- You know what this is like? This is like one of David Attenborough's nightmares.
Like shaken up.
It's just like, what is going on? No, this has got nothing to do with the show. I'm doing a show, but it's got nothing to do with it. Don't turn up expecting cuttlefish.
There'll be no cuttlefish facts. Yeah.
Have you heard of free diving?
Yes, of course.
Jesus.
Have we heard of it? Wow, how
That was all
condescending.
my summer growing up. That's all we did, free dived.
Yeah. Well,
He wouldn't pay for anything.
I sort of got into that, and I'm trying to do it, but the person that does the free diving here in Perth has not been responding to my...
Oh, is that right?
You know why? Because they're so good. They're still down there.
A horrible feeling that somebody's drowned.
It's just really, really good. Big lung capacity.
Yes.
Is that the one where you're going down just for your lung capacity?
Yeah, you're wearing a weight belt to make sure you can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you've done it properly, not just like, yeah. So I've got into it, and I want to... Well,
How deep have you gone?
I've got...
2 metres.
Did the Bee Gees just walk in? Oh, no, how deep have you gone? I thought you said, how deep is your love?
Also.
I've done 10 metres. I've gone down...
Oh, that's pretty deep.
I've gone down 10 metres, but I'm rubbish at it, and I'm... and I thought, I'll try it here, you know, and then been trying to for the last... I'm here for 2 weeks.
What are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? Is there a reason?
Cuttlefish. I want to
So you just want to get down as deep as you can to be just with the cuttlefish.
At one with the cuttlefish.
Yes.
Are you worried this might be your final little thing? Because it sounds like it could be dangerous. Free driving is dangerous.
Yeah, I've seen the Big Blue.
It's
I know what
dangerous.
happens.
Well, it just depends on how you do it.
I know, but I'm wondering if you're down there and you realise, oh my God, this is it, I'm going to die, and you go, was it worth it?
And then a cuttlefish swims up and you go, yes.
Yeah, the magical experience of swimming with a whale, Sean, is like, oh, that's amazing. Cuttlefish, I mean, look at them. That's disgusting.
They taste delicious.
It is.
Stop eating cuttlefish. I want a free dive with cuttlefish. Yeah, but that's like saying, oh, I want to... if you wanted to go up in a helicopter to see an eagle...
I wouldn't go up to see the eagle.
Let it come down and see you.
Oh, see, yeah.
Oh, mate, we've got to find one. We'll get going.
So what are you saying? I should entice a cuttlefish out of the water so I don't have to free dive?
And I know that you can because I've seen my nana's cocky eating one.
Right. What did it? Was the cuttlefish dead, or did she train the cocky, release the cocky, and it
Dove
flew
into the water.
10
metres down.
With a weight belt.
Free diving.
And then the cuttlefish became the shape of the cocky, and then came back
whilst
out.
having sex on the other side. Yes, they do.
Sean, he didn't have to make it dirty.
Sure, they do, mate.
Why? It's a family show.
Ross Noble sticking around. He's probably against his better judgment. Special guest in the studio. So good to have him back again, Ross Noble.
I've got a problem with that song.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's all like, come on. It's all like a big drinking thing.
Yeah.
And he uses the term tipsy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, where we go to old boys, we're going to get down the board and, line up the whiskey. Well, I'm just going to have enough to be tipsy.
Responsibility of alcohol.
It's just like everybody in the bucket and tips. You know what I mean? When do you ever hear somebody go, oh, I better stop now, I'm getting tipsy?
Well, mainly
Nana.
Yeah,
She got into the port.
She's had a couple of sherries.
Exactly. I haven't seen the musical video for that, but I don't. Is it a load
The
of
music video is he's just sitting there just like singing and it's really cool just like bopping along dancing.
And then what? There's a bunch of nanas.
No, it's just a guy in the back sort of like agreeing with him. Yeah.
Right.
At the front, they seem to be out front of a pub or something like that.
Well, it would make sense.
I think maybe a barn.
If the musical video was it was a booze bus and
all the people getting pulled in.
and they were just pulled up like that, and it was both a fun music video, but also an important lesson about the dangers of drink driving. And just some bloke there just going, "I'm just a bit tipsy," and the cop just going, "Well, I'm sorry, but that is." And then the music stops, and it goes, you know, like on RBT.
Yes. And then it goes
and then it flips into day drunk. It's amazing.
I tell you what, I thought this. I went past the booze bus the other day, and I thought, oh my God, because everything was stopped down, and you had the booze bus there, and I thought, what would we go perfectly with that? A food truck. Don't you reckon? A food truck should follow the booze bus around, because those people have not only got caught, they're starving.
Oh, they should have one right after the, when you go to the drive-through bottle shop.
Yes.
I'm going to show you this, right? This is please don't read out my address.
Oh, my God.
But I'm going to
show your driver's license.
Show you my driver's license, right? And when I see a booze, because I don't drink, right? I see a booze bus and I go, yes. Oh, yes. Because I know it's going to come up. You know, there's no way. I don't drink, so it's not going to...
You're not breaking the law.
It's not, And they go, you know, sometimes where they go, oh, can we see your license, right? And then I show them my license.
Are you allowed to take your license photo like that?
Describe that.
Okay, so... I can't even...
First of all, we have to stand there and
He's pulling a face. His eyebrows, one eyebrow's up higher than the other. He's sort of looking down but trying to cross his eyes. It looks like he's been caught doing something with a sausage dog.
Look at what I've done with the hair.
And the hair is... The hair is insane.
Yeah.
That gives...
Yes.
It's kind of got a... what do you call it, a ramp? It's a bit of Ace Ventura type of style, but with long hair.
So did you pull that face or go in with that face so they were too frightened to ask, is that your face or not?
So what happened was they got the...
I mean, it is your face.
I know, but like, you'd have to... Because I thought they'd say, no, you can't pull a facial expression. You'd have to go in like this.
Well, no, they got the camera out.
Yeah. He's having a good old laugh.
Have you shown that on your socials?
No, because I don't want anyone to see my address.
No, but you can just... There's a crop bit on your phone.
Yeah. So I went in there. And they lined up the picture, and she was like, okay, we'll just take the picture now. And so I went, and I pulled the face.
Yes.
And she just went, whoa, 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 whoa. She said, you can't, they're not going to accept that.
But that's how I smile.
But and I said to her, I said, well, here's the thing. In these times, in these more enlightened times of political correctness, are they going to send the picture back and say, we're not accepting this, you look gormless?
I know, but also,
that's very
if you
funny.
got pulled over, that's what you would look like.
No, but that's what I do. So basically, I pull up, and if they go, have you got your license? And they look down at the picture, and then while they're looking at the picture, I go, and then they look up, and they see my face, they go, oh, that's him.
Yeah. But it always confused me that driver's licenses, you're allowed to smile, passports, you're not. You're happy on holidays.
Yeah.
You're not happy when you're being pulled over by the police. So they've got the faces wrong.
What is your passport? What's your passport photo look like?
Oh, yeah, no, I've got my passport.
Serious.
My last passport photograph, I had shorter hair, so it was spiked up.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And I was slightly cross-eyed in that one. That's a good one, isn't it? That's another good one.
What is this, a library card?
That's
this is open water diving. This looks like the definition of the Benz.
Yeah.
It's a cautionary tale.
Well, that's what I want, because the trouble is, though, is if you're coming up from the, that's why I need to learn free dive, because if you're scubaing, then your eyes are all bulgy, when they pull you out the water, they go, hang on, is that him? Is that not him? So on my diving license,
a friend of mine got his Costco card, and I was there when he's getting his photo ID done, and I'm just in the background. I'm a photo bombed, so I'm always on his Costco card.
But that's why I learned to dive, so purely
to get another photo.
So when I pull up at the booze bus and they say, "Can we see your driving license?" I'll go, "There you go," and then they go, "That's your diving license."
Sorry, I've got some water in my ear.
You know the Archibald Art Prize? Someone should do that off of your license photo. Ross Noble.
But you know why has nobody, not just the picture, the Archibald, why haven't they done it, the portrait, and then the driving licence as well?
Yes, it makes sense, doesn't it?
So you see the
whole lot.
Without your address.
Yeah,
of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to enter the Archibald
Yes, it's a great idea.
And I'm going to do it actual size of the license. Yes. To be tiny. So the judges have to really get in.
They're going to be They will see that as a masterpiece.
Well,
the whole series of art.
What he's done here.
I can't remember what period it was, but they're all done on cigar box lids.
Yes.
So they're all that tiny. Yeah, I think it was Australian art movement. Yeah. So anyway, think about the things you've learnt today. Art, and cuttlefish, and God, you're like reading a book.
Ross, how long are you sticking around for?
What now or in Perth?
No, now.
I can hang
He's got
around.
somewhere to go.
He's got somewhere to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good.
Everyone's got somewhere to go, don't
It's just to another less important radio station. Don't worry.
Natalie! Natalie Locke. She said that, not me.
Lord.
I think it's very important. Sean McMahon.
But you know what? I insisted I came in here first.
See? That's the way it's done.
Yeah, that's right.
Ross Noble's show Cranium of Curiosities is happening until Feb 9 at Planet Royale. Check it out. It's always a wild ride. You could go every night and it'd be a different show. Really,
I would
wouldn't it?
imagine.
You could come every night and play the pinball machines.
Yes.
It's one of the most relaxed audiences I've ever had because you have to walk through an arcade.
Yes, to get into it. Yeah.
They've got good food there too.
Yeah, they do.
It's a cinema, comfy seats and air conditioning.
Yes, it is.
So even if you don't want to see the show,
come for the aircon.
It's been hot.
Exactly. RossNoble.com is where you can go to get tickets and do it. It'll sell out pretty much, don't you?
Yeah.
You're very popular.
Get in quick because we've only got, I think, 6 shows left. So yeah.
And make sure that you let yourself be known to the people that are working there if you know anything about cuttlefish or free diving.
Yes.
Because it's pretty important right now. That's Ross's cranium.
That is what's knocking around in there.
Thank you so much for coming in, Ross. It's always a joy. See you next time.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Halfies! Get up to 50% off selected Domino's pizzas this week only. Order in store or online at domino's.com.au. Conditions apply.
All right, here we go with a round of Halfies or Steal. We have $2,000 thanks to our mates at Domino's.
However, we're upping the stakes this morning. I mean, that's already pretty good itself.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
What do I have to do, Nate?
Let's meet our people.
Well, we're looking for integrity, Sean, and we found out some of the listeners don't have it. First up, we've got Mick from Belldivers. Hey, Mick.
Hello, guys. How are we this fine morning?
Mick. Wonderful, Mick. We're
You
just
sound
doing
like
so
an
well.
honest kind of guy, Mick.
Now, Mick, $1,000.
$2,000.
Sorry, 1,000. Apologies. $2,000. That is some delicious cash there, Mick.
It does sound very, very good, but even $1,000 sounds really good too.
Well, that's all Nathan was going to give you because he could already see that you're going to split it because he's such a good guy.
Well, Christy from North Beach is standing by. Hello, Christy.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Nick.
Oh,
look at these.
You sound delightful, Christy. Sound a little flirtatious, Christy.
Hello, Christy. So, $2,000 is amazing, but Mick said also $1,000, which is half of $2,000, is amazing. What do you think?
I am with Nick. There is no way that I'm saying steal. And that's a promise.
We've heard that many times before.
No.
I know, but Christy sounds
Have
the
you
real
ever
deal.
broken a promise, Christy? Be honest.
No, I do not break my promises. So I can tell Mick that I promise that I will go hard.
Mick, what do you think about that?
That sounds good to me. I'm going to go halves too.
All right, we're going to count you down in a second, and then it's your job to yell either halvesies or steal. If you both yell halvesies, you get $1,000 each.
If one of you yells halvesies and no one yells steal, the person that yells steal gets the money.
And if both of you yell steal, this is what happened yesterday. Nobody gets anything, and it jackpots to tomorrow. All right.
Remember, for this game, stealing isn't bad. It's just different.
Well said. That's very
So
catchy.
we're going to count you down and then say go, and then we both need you to yell out whatever your heart wants to yell out.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go!
Deal.
Oh, wait there! Mick, you're going to hell, but you're taking $2,000 with you.
And Chrissy was honest, and Amy, our producer, is just heartbroken for this.
Mick, you're a truly awful person.
Chrissy, you needed the money for an operation, is that right?
No, but $1,000 would have been nice for a family getaway.
I imagine $2,000.
Yeah, well, Mick's got all the money, so he's right. He's going on the family holiday.
What are you spending the $2,000 on?
Yeah.
I need a kidney transplant, so...
You do really?
No, not really.
I know, we've got to get one of those points where you're like, oh, okay.
He just needs some kiddies because he's making some pies this weekend with all the
You're
money.
going from an awful person to a truly awful person now.
Mick.
But you've scored yourself $2,000 cash thanks to our mates at Domino's. Enjoy your money, Mick.
Thanks very much.
What a bird.
I just have to say, Chrissy, this is why you don't trust men.
Nathan, Nat and Sean. podcast.
Welcome back to the studio. Will Anderson. It's just great to have you back again.
Great to see you, Will.
You don't fly here frequently.
No, I don't, but it's nice to be in the studio. I appreciate it. I actually drove down this morning, which is bad news for me because I think that Mick is down taking money out of my car. Like he's taking money out of everybody's pockets.
I never get a hire car when I travel around Australia. I'll do it overseas in Australia. I got asked to, if I wanted a hire car, when I was doing all these Big Brother appearances back in the day for Queensland, and I wouldn't do it because I'm frightened of the tolls. I just didn't understand it.
So you're lucky here we don't have any. So it's not a problem.
Tolls.
I don't know.
Well, I'm here for 2 weeks.
I don't think you used to throw the money in the bucket, and I was like, what the hell?
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's why I'm
When's
here.
the last time? We don't ever have you in the studio.
Yeah, normally what happens with Eastern States comedians is they fly in maybe on a Thursday, they do Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, out.
Yes.
And you're here for 2 weeks.
Here for 2 weeks. I'm doing the Perth Fringe.
Yes.
So I'm doing my improvised show, what you're talking about, Will. And so it's a completely different show every night. And the thing about it is I talk to the crowd a lot.
Yes.
And so I've done it in really big rooms and it can be really fun, but there's a lot of repeating. So if somebody is talking to me, I need to repeat so people can hear.
Oh, right.
So I found that the perfect size of the rooms is somewhere between 150 and 300.
Yes.
Everyone can kind of hear and see what is going on so the shows really work. But that means I have to come for 2 weeks to make the money.
So how do you do a different show? Where do your thought starters come, or you've already written them down for different shows?
No. As in, like, it's all completely made up in the room. Like, so it all happens. It's with so the whole idea of the room is these days everything is so shared, and you can watch everything everywhere, and you can't go to a comedy club without there being a camera in the room. Even in this radio studio, right?
Look at these. Look how many cameras are.
Cameras everywhere.
There's probably more cameras in your radio studio now than there were in the Big Brother house.
As you look around, we'll get a camera shot from each one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Did you take in this one here, no?
9 cam as well.
You know they used to make Seinfeld with 3. The entire series of the world's greatest sitcom was made with 3 cameras.
Yeah, but they were funny. We've got to overcompensate. Come on.
And so it is one of those things now where everything is being filmed, everything is for distribution.
Yes.
And I get that. That's fine. But what I really wanted to do was something that is just for the people who are there that night.
That's magical.
It is for nobody else. And so what I do, Sean, is then I take the ingredients that are in the room. It's like instead of going to the shops for ingredients, you just go to your cupboard and you say, what have I got in here tonight?
Great.
What can I make with what is in here tonight? So you start to get to know people. You talk to the crowd. You get the vibe, and then the show starts to develop as you do that. It's amazing. It's so fun.
The thing about it is some people don't know how interesting they are. When I first started here, I travelled around doing Wheelie Bin a Fortune, the game that Nova invented. And so I was on the back of a truck travelling around to people's houses. You'd spin a prize, you'd win, if you spun 3 bins, if you won a prize, it might be in one of the 3 bins. The other 3 bins had rubbish. And if they spun the rubbish, I'd dump the rubbish in the yard and leave. It was actually terrible. And then this girl was standing there and I said, do you have anything interesting about you? And she goes, no, not really. And then I said, do you want to take your sunglasses off for a photo? And she goes, I can't. And I said, why? And she goes, I don't have any irises. No, pupils. Which is the black bit? Pupil? Iris. Yeah. I don't have any irises, no colour around her eyes. So her pupils have no control about dilating sun. So, and I said, I've never, and so she took her glasses off and her eyes were just black. And I'd never seen that before, but she didn't think that wasn't anything interesting. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
People have the most amazing stories, but also I learn so much about the world. So just the other night in Sydney, I was doing the show and there was a guy in the front row. I asked him what he did for a living. He said, I'm a singer for classical music. I was like, I didn't even know classical music had singers. No. Like, to me, it's all instrumental.
Yeah, it's like orchestral.
You just up the back like, like a opera. But it turns out that so I said, would you be happy to sing something for us?
Yes.
And so suddenly in this show, he's singing something, and the best way I can describe it is, it was so ethereal that it made you want to gather hobbits and go on a quest. And suddenly you're like, this is a comedy show, but in the middle of it, this just amazing moment is happening where everyone in the world, like, the great thing about this show, I've been doing it in Sydney for about 12 years, and people come back all the time because it's different
every time.
And I love that, 12 years, and then when it comes to Perth, that's about right.
I know, but like if the same people are coming back every time, then you've got the same ingredients.
Oh, after a while, this is literally true. In Sydney, this is the only, because people say, is it hard to do the show? The only time it's hard is if you look down the front row and you're like, I've talked to
them
you.
again.
And I've talked to you.
That guy wants to sing again.
You come up with the flavours for chips, and people think you're Santa Claus at Christmas, and you're going through. But the great thing about it is, because one of the things I love about comedy, and I've always loved about comedy, is this idea that there can be all these people who in the foyer would think they have nothing in common with each other.
Yes, that's right.
And then we gather them all in a room and we make a show together. That's the way I think about it. And then years later, you can come to me. You could come to me and say, of my touring usual show, and say, I came and saw your show, and I wouldn't be able to necessarily tell which night you came and saw the show. But with this show, I can just have, I literally had someone 2 weeks ago come and remind me of a show 5 years ago. He goes, I was at a show you did in like Brunswick Heads on the North Coast, and the people in the front row, they looked after Airbnbs, and you asked them what's the weirdest thing that they'd ever found in an Airbnb, and they said just that week they'd had like a really large bottle of lube and a blindfold and a butt plug left there, and they didn't know whether to put the butt plug in the lost and found.
Yeah, do you keep it? Do you wash it? What happens?
I mean, of all places, if anything,
do you ring the people and say you left stuff behind?
Yeah.
It looks like a post for an old fence. Just a knob has broken off the top of it. Don't answer Bubba.
Yeah, it's weird. We've got 3 contact names: Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Which one is it?
Which one?
I love improv.
So
Improv stuff. I went to Amsterdam once, and there was an improv show, and I went along to that.
Well, that is the thing you do in Amsterdam.
So you
I was laughing at all
girl,
kinds
and you had to walk in and take your clothes off.
What sort of improv show did you go to?
I went to both. Casablanca was the one with the pink elephant. That was improv.
You know, red like gags.
But they asked for the audience to get involved by writing down something, and then they were able to act.
So
it
Sean
out
wrote his phone number. And
I wrote down, let's go and see what them Duke boys are up to off the Dukes of Hazzard. That was just the line. And then they read it out.
Solid topical material.
It was a good line at the time.
I watched that show and I can't remember that line.
What was the time? 1950?
Pretty close.
They'd never use the doors. They'd always just get in the windows.
Yes.
Well, you know that.
And we used to try it as kids and you get screamed at.
The General Lee was the name of the car.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, this is.
That's where shorts are called Daisy Dukes. That's where they came from.
Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about,
we're
talking about a show that's centered around 2 young guys that sort of live in American out the west,
in the south,
and they've got an orange Monaro. Was it with black?
It would have been
with black racing,
but yes, you're right.
And it had the Confederate flag on it. Like it's problematic.
That's
problematic in many ways.
Stand by today's standards.
Hey, you love comedy. What do you think about America and Donald Trump being voted in again?
What?
This is my thing about it.
What a way to find out.
This is my thing about it.
Please, no spoilers. I've taped the whole election campaign. I got my fingers crossed. I really think Joe Biden's going to get in with it.
So the thing about it is, with Donald, the thing that can be corrected with Donald is his skin colour, because he's I know it's weird.
Yep.
I don't know if you noticed, but it's a bit orange.
I like it.
You're the leader of the free world. Really? You're the leader of the free world.
Yes.
So we have Revlon, Maybelline. We've got can't he conscript all of these people, the Oilay people, Sean, the body shop people?
That's right.
Get together and go, okay, let's work this problem out because it can be solved.
Yeah, well,
or do you think he leans into it now?
Well, the problem is that we don't know what's under the orange.
No, it's a great point.
Yeah, but
what if he's like
it doesn't have to be orange?
Yeah, what if he's wearing blackface and he's covered with orange? And he's actually like a human Jaffa. What about that? Have we considered that?
So he's like,
he's like a 100-year-old face that's been painted again and again and again.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Sabrina Carpenter is everything, don't you think, Will?
I actually, you know what? I've got it. Here's the thing, because I'm 51 years old now, so I'm like,
so young.
I try to keep up with like modern people.
With the kids.
You just don't know. I was like, I listen to the Sabrina Carpenter album. I like it. I like the Charlie XCX. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting into this.
You're having your brat summer.
Yeah, I'm having my brat summer, right? I'm into all of them. You know, I know them. Doechii, Yochi, Gloria Jeans. I know all the...
Gloria Jeans is really good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. You're one of us.
Yeah. Well,
by that I mean old.
I mean, to be honest, all the old people found out about Sabrina Carpenter when she, was performing with Taylor.
Yeah, when they took their kids to Taylor Swift.
And she'd been around for 10 years before that.
Yes, released like 6 albums. Or
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Overnight sensation.
And she's still dating the guy from, what was that show? What was that movie? The Netflix one where he has sex with the open grave? With the grave?
No, they've split, yeah.
Did you see that one? Oh, Saltburn. Did you ever watch Saltburn?
Oh, no.
And the grave scene?
It. No. But I've heard about it.
But there is murder on the dance floor.
That was improvised, right? So when he makes love to the grave, to the fresh grave, that was improvised. That was his choice.
That's a bold choice for a bit.
I hope
how about, hey guys, I know this is a bit of a funeral thing, but how about, just for fun, you've got the one you need, but let's just do a fun one.
Imagine if he doesn't say anything right, and then the boom goes going.
Everybody's just like,
what's he doing?
See?
So, but you've done that in your improv show, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, you'll know I'm in trouble.
First you go out with a shovel.
You guys have seen Saltburn, right?
Sweet, sweet love.
What is he planting?
The first 45 minutes, I'm just digging it, right? I was like, don't worry.
And then you slowly
it's got a
unbutton your
big
clothes.
payoff.
And you're like, this is not metaphorical.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
The one and only Will Anderson is in the house. His show, What You Talking About, Will, it's all improvised, different every single night. Snap the tickets up. It's happening at the Comedy Hub at Johnny Fox's, which is a Fringe World venue.
Yep.
Great, intimate. That's a fun room.
Yeah, so, I haven't played it before, so tonight will be my first night. 160 seats. So the thing I've found with this show, I've done it, I did it at the Enmore in Sydney, which is like 1,600 seats.
Yes.
And it was a fun experience to go out and just like make up a show in front of that many people. But one of the fun things about the show is that I'm talking to the audience.
Yeah.
And so I like being in a room where basically people can hear what the person in the audience is saying without me having to repeat it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just takes that rhythm out of the show where I have to repeat the thing for it then to be funny. Whereas if everybody can hear and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but that means also I get to have 2 weeks in Perth rather than just the usual couple of days that I normally have.
And the Wednesday nights and Thursday nights are the ones to get to.
Yes.
Get on board. Well, with every show being different, are you conscious of the time you're up there? And do you keep a watch at all?
Yeah, so the show, people will be like, why is the show 70 minutes, not the usual 60? And that is because I promise people 60 minutes of quality entertainment.
So however long it takes.
And then the last 10 minutes is Will packing it down, but you have to stay there
for a couple of hours, but there's 60 good ones
sometimes I'm done at 60 and I'm like, well, nailed that. And sometimes 61, sometimes I need that extra 10.
Sometimes you've been amazing and it's only 45.
That's right. Sometimes I'll have to follow people out to the street and just yell a few more things at them just to make sure.
So how long left have you got? Still entire 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know where to go? Because you haven't been here for so long.
No, yeah. What's going on in Perth at the moment?
Well, my favourite sandwich shop at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I love a sandwich.
Dude, is Two Slices in Scarborough.
In Scarborough.
So
but you've got a car, you'll be fine.
And it'll look like there'll probably be a massive surfers there and like people straight from the beach. But I mean, if you get there just before 11 to get your sandwich, they're focaccias, right?
Yes.
And they are so generously filled and so authentic. And then you cut that. You have to have half for lunch and half for dinner.
But also they're Perth prices.
That's what my mum always used to tell me though as well.
No, they're all right. They're about $22 or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you think that's 2 sandwiches,
for a sandwich,
that was someone.
You used to be able to fill up my car for $22.
Yeah. On paper though, it's one sandwich. I know what you're saying because you won't be able to eat both, but it's like a sandwich.
No, yes, a sandwich, but that is actually quite normal when you look at it. But when you pick up the bag and it's
expensive sandwiches are really the only culture that white men have.
Yeah.
That's what I heard someone say recently.
Have you ever picked up a sandwich and got some weight to that? Like,
good weight.
Yeah. So that's a good sandwich place.
Yeah, so it's called Two Slices.
What about places?
You know what I like, because I think this is really good, that the big sandwich too, because as my mum always said, you got to have half the sandwich and wait to see if the sandwich kicks in.
Yes.
See how strong the sandwich was before you have the other half of the sandwich, right?
That's
She's really...
You're getting... That's like ecstasy.
Same. It works. The theory works.
That's ecstasy. Well,
hang on. So you didn't mean
you never have 2 sandwiches off the bat either.
Are you saying to me then that I shouldn't have had to smuggle those sandwiches into the big day out?
Places
I could have just taken them in.
Yeah, you could have.
That is horrible.
You had a panini up your bum.
Get your sandwiches tested at a festival before you go in.
No, guys, we've got curried egg here.
Hang on, mate. That is not avocado. That is guacamole.
Yes.
It's guacamole, man. It's been cut. It's been cut. It's not straight avo.
No wonder the dog's sniffing it so much. Oh, well.
All right, so that's a sandwich shop. Anywhere to recommend for him, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, where do I go?
I like a sandwich. What about a gelato? I love a gelato.
Oh, there's a place in Northbridge that everyone lines up for.
Well, the one in Fremantle's Yochi, which you've
that's
like
frozen yogurt. Not
frozen yogurt.
You know what I like about the Yochi, though? It isn't that the greatest con of all time in regard to, because it fools you.
Yes.
The little sign out the front where on the Yochi everyone's put their fresh fruit and their granola, and then you go inside and you're like, the snake's alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Chocolate
and
sauce.
everything's done by weight.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're paying for a whole lot of kids.
Yeah, and you go find that, and the cups are big, so you
Big
overfill.
cups.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is there something called
Messina.
That's a Sydney brand.
Yeah.
I bet there's a Messina. I like a
There's
Messina.
another one. There's another.
Do you know what I like at Messina? They have different flavours at Messina, obviously. They have one called Coneception, which is like ice cream cone flavoured ice cream, right? And so it's got chunks of the ice cream cone in the ice cream. So it's called Coneception.
Yes.
But I love that ice cream, but I will only eat it in a cup.
Because there's too many cones, and you don't do that anymore. There is a place here. It's where a lot of the Asian community go, and it's in the city. And it's a little side shop. It's like a little dairy place that sells ice cream or whatever. But they've got because I tried it overseas once, and I was amazed to find that there was one here. And they've got an ice cream there called cereal milk. So basically, it's like the milk that's left over after your cornflakes.
Yes.
And they put a cornflake on top. It is so delicious. But it's the same place where you think you're ordering something with cream on top, and it's not. It's cheese.
Oh.
It's foamed cheese.
No, thank you. Is that in Northbridge?
By interesting, you mean wrong,
memory?
right?
By memory, is it in Northbridge or something?
No. It's in the city, and it's on okay.
You know that street.
It's like a chat with my dad about the new improvements they've made in my local community. There's a bakery now, mate. It's down by the old cricket ground.
That thing with the
street that post is on. That post is on in that. You know?
Yeah.
Not Murray Street. Not Murray Street.
No, the big flash hotel there.
Barrack Street.
Yeah, Barrack Street. From Barrack Street. Yeah, just like the road from Petition.
So we just had to workshop.
When are we back on air?
We haven't been on air. Hey, we haven't been on air the whole morning. This is a bait and switch. Honestly, we've got the day off. This is just to us.
Oh, Will thinks he's been on the radio.
Have you heard a caller? That was staff.
Well, thank you for coming in and making
our contracts ended last year.
Fake radio show. They just don't know how to tell us.
Still coming in every day, like one of those old guys who dresses in a suit and takes his suitcase down to the park.
Exactly. Go to comedy.com.au for all the info on Will's tour, but hurry up because it'll sell out because he's that good, you know. Come back and see us again soon, Will.
Thanks, Will.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Time for us to get out of here. Farewell, Will Anderson.
Had a good day, haven't we?
We did kind of farewell you already, but then we're like, no, stick around.
Now,
Will
was going to promise
I've got my backpack on.
Yeah, I know.
He really wants to.
Made it out of the studio.
What's in your backpack?
What's in my backpack? Is that what we're doing?
Have a look. Yeah, I just want to see. Because
what have we got?
I'm happy to show you what's in my backpack.
Normally we got you on Skype and we're seeing what's in the background.
That's true. I do actually like to have a look at that. So I've got my headphones.
Lovely.
Headphones are in there.
Show me these. Are these Sony? What are these?
No, they're like those Apple ones.
Oh, I don't like them.
Onyx Storm, you've been on Book Talk.
That's fine. I've got that. They're in there. Now
that's a very fashionable book with the kids.
So this is like the new sort of Hunger Games type book. It's not Hunger Games. It's the new. It's a dragon book for teenagers, basically.
TikTok has made this book a massive hit.
It's the biggest hit. It just sold at Christmas 5 times what the final Hunger Games book sold.
It's very thick, everyone. The movie will be coming soon, I'm guessing.
I started. So this is the 3rd in the series.
Yes.
I started reading the first one because my 14-year-old niece was reading it.
Great.
And I thought, well, that'll be nice. Something fun that the two of us can be reading together. And that was very fun until, don't look at the little notes that are in my book.
Nathan's losing his mind.
Just found
if it's private, I'm not saying
private notes in my book.
Wow, what a great post-it note I did. And who was it from? I'll never tell anyone because I've got integrity.
Nathan, he zipped his bag up pretty quickly after that.
And he's out the door.
You know what the thing is? There are a couple of little notes in the books that have been left in there, and I'm glad that's the one you found. So that one.
Where are the dick pics?
Yeah, that one was a little PG. Where some of the
that's
others
nice. That's a nice.
Well, you're clearly enjoying it, The series.
So,
the poster. Yes.
So here's the thing, Sean. So it's mostly sort of like for teenage girls.
Yes.
This
That's
book.
my wheelhouse.
Yeah. And the reason that I was reading it was because my teenage niece was into it. Thought this is a good bonding moment between the two of us.
Yeah.
Until I got to this new thing that is apparently in these style of books, which is the 10 pages of hardcore pornography that they just describe. I was like,
they describe the penis.
They just
everything
they
in detail.
don't use the P word. There's a hard C.
Yes.
What they describe that, and I was like, this should be a sealed section. I don't want to know that my 14-year-old niece and I are reading the same thing.
There should be behind a curtain.
Who do you think gets more freaked out? You knowing she's read it, or her knowing you've read it? Do you know what I mean? It's like watching sex scenes with your parents on TV. It's awful.
You know when you have a flashback to a conversation you've had with someone and it has a whole new context?
Yes.
Because she had read further ahead than I had when we were talking about it at Christmas. And
some of the stuff she was saying.
Hey, I'm really enjoying the book. Are you enjoying the book? And she says, well, it gets a bit romantic.
And you're like, looking forward to it.
And you're like, that's not romantic.
I think you need to tell her what romance is and what romance isn't, just so she's not confused.
Wow, what an eye-opener.
Shouldn't do that.
For everybody, apparently.
Is it good?
Yeah, I am enjoying it, though. Yeah, it's
especially the sex scene. Thank you, Will.
Thanks so much, Will.
We'll put it up on Instagram later on exactly where Will's staying in case you want to pop by and say hello. Sam, follow him.
Dressed as a dragon, maybe. I don't know. His show's comedy.com.au/tour/Will Anderson. What you talking about, Will, is the name of the show. Ross, hello.
Hey,
hello.
Ross.
Plenty of cameras in studio. Maybe we can get a zoom up of that post-it note. I've heard of dirty text. I've never heard of a dirty post-it note, Will.
That's how they began, mate.
I'm old school, right?
It used to be dirty town criers. Jenny!
Fax that through.
You like my penis?
the dirty homing pigeons.
All right, you guys are done. Thank you, team.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.